Okay, let's build something. A simple, science-backed blueprint for your morning. The goal here is to give you a routine that doesn't just kickstart your day, but actually gives you clarity and puts you back in the driver's seat.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to figure out why focus feels so impossible these days. Then we'll look at two powerful ways to set your intention for the day. After that, we'll build a practical toolkit of habits. And finally, I'm going to show you a little trick to make those new habits stick almost without trying.
All right, let's get right to the heart of the problem. Why do so many of us feel rushed, scattered, and like we're in a constant battle for our own attention from the moment we wake up?
Listen, if you start your day already feeling like you're behind, you are definitely not alone. And I want to be clear, this is not some kind of personal failure. It's a modern problem, and there's a really clear scientific reason for it. Researchers actually have a name for this feeling. It's called directed attention fatigue. Think of your ability to focus like a muscle. When you're constantly trying to focus on one thing while being bombarded by notifications, emails, and everything else, that muscle gets exhausted. Our brains just weren't built for this constant level of stimulation, and that exhaustion, that's the fatigue we're all feeling.
And this isn't just a vague feeling. This fatigue has very real consequences. The constant digital strain on our brains leads to all of this stuff. You get more irritable, your attention shatters into a million pieces, your sleep gets messed up, and it can even hijack your brain's reward system, leaving you chasing that next little dopamine hit.
So the big question is, how do we fight back against all this overload? Well, the answer starts with being intentional, right from the beginning of your day. We're going to look at two really powerful ways to do this. One is ancient wisdom, and the other is backed by modern science. And what's so cool is how these two different approaches basically mirror each other. You see, on one hand, you have the ancient Stoics, who are all about controlling their internal world, their thoughts and reactions. And on the other hand, you have modern science, which gives us a way to control our external world, our digital environment. Both paths lead to the same place, protecting your mind. This quote from the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, this is really the core of the Stoic mindset. It's such a powerful idea. Your real strength doesn't come from trying to control everything that happens to you, but from mastering how you respond to it. Now, for the modern approach, we've got this super simple, really actionable formula. It's called the 11-11 rule. It's designed to give your brain these structured breaks from all that digital noise. You know, that first hour in the morning is crucial for protecting your focus for the rest of the day. And that last hour at night, that's key for letting your brain wind down so you can actually get some quality sleep.
Okay, so we've set our intention. Now it's time to get practical and build our toolkit. We're going to look at 3 simple but honestly incredibly powerful habits you can start using right away to find more focus and calm every single morning.
Our first tool comes from the Stoics. It's an exercise called premeditation. Don't worry about the fancy name. It's basically just a mental rehearsal. You think about the day ahead, you imagine what might go wrong, and you decide in advance how you're going to handle it with calm and reason. It's about being prepared instead of just reacting. Tool number 2 is journaling. And look, this is way more than just a trend. The science here is solid. When you write down what's on your mind, you're literally offloading it. You're getting it out of your head and onto the page, which gives you some distance. In fact, a major analysis found that this kind of expressive writing can reduce anxiety symptoms by an average of 9%. That is a huge impact for just a few minutes with a pen and paper. And our third tool is hydration. And this is so interesting. A study found that drinking water sped up people's reaction times. But get this, only for people who already felt thirsty. Think of being thirsty as like having a hidden app running in the background of your brain, just draining your mental battery. It's quietly eating up your cognitive resources. So by just having a glass of water first thing, you close that app and free up all that brain power for the things that actually matter. So, we have the tools. We know what to do. But here's the million-dollar question, right? How do we actually make these things stick without having to rely on pure, brute force willpower? Well, the secret is to work with your brain, not against it. And this is where a brilliant technique called habit stacking comes in. Your brain has already built these super strong pathways for the habits you already have, right? Like making coffee in the morning. Habit stacking just piggybacks your new habit onto that existing, well-worn path. The formula could not be simpler. It's just, after my current habit, I will do my new habit. You use something you already do without thinking as the trigger for the new thing you want to do. It makes it so much easier for the new habit to become automatic. And once you get the hang of it, you can start chaining these habits together. You create this natural momentum where one good thing just flows right into the next. Before you know it, you've built this incredibly powerful and productive routine, and it feels almost effortless.
And that brings us to the final and honestly the most important question. The biggest takeaway here is to start small. Please don't try to change your entire morning overnight. Just think about it. What is one tiny, simple action you can stack onto a habit you already do? That right there, that's the first step to building your very own clarity blueprint.